Last week, I flew to St. Louis for a night to present to Purina's e-commerce team. En route to the airport, I did my usual inventory check. Passport, phone, laptop, insulin, wallet. Oops. Nope. Forgot the wallet. Not a credit card in sight. Just a couple of years ago, this would have been a disaster. But with tap-to-pay payments ubiquitous now and apps like Uber already having all of my cards on file, the biggest issue was a slight side eye from the hotel when I was checking in. They told me I would not be allowed to order room service without a credit card on file. Tragedy noted. A year ago, traveling without a wallet would have been impossible. This year, I barely noticed. That's how quickly new behaviors become normal once supply and demand click, once consumers want something and the infrastructure exists to deliver it. AI-enabled commerce is hitting the same inflection point right now, just in time for the holidays. In 2024, AI shopping tools were mostly experimental, interesting toys that ChatGPT Plus subscribers tested while the rest of us watched from the sidelines. This year, a barrage of new AI shopping features launched in November, right before Black Friday. And according to Salesforce's data, across 1.5 billion global shoppers, we're about to see AI's first real test at scale. Let's jump in. Salesforce projects that AI and AI agents will influence $73 billion in global sales during Cyber Week. That's 22% of all sales, up from $60 billion last year. To put that in perspective, AI's influence on commerce is growing faster than commerce itself. Kayla Schwartz, who is the Director of Consumer Insights and Strategy at Salesforce, spoke to me about some of their most recent findings. She said that this year, more shoppers are leaning on AI and agents to research products, help them budget, and prepare for the holiday season. And I just want to recap some of the tools that have recently launched that are legitimately useful, not just novelties. And these are things that consumers didn't have in their pockets last year. So first of all, Google's updated AI mode now lets shoppers track a product's price, set a desired budget, and be alerted when it hits that target. And it can also call local stores on your behalf to check inventory, check product details, and check on deals. Number 2, ChatGPT now supports instant checkout with select sellers, starting with Etsy in the US. That was a couple of months ago. There are a couple of Shopify merchants live, and Target, of course, just announced it will be live this week, meaning that you can move from chat to purchase in seconds right within ChatGPT. Number 3, Amazon's Rufus Assistant is also stepping up, offering 30 and 90-day price history views and also product price tracking features as well. A couple more, Klarna lets you snap or type what you're after and watch for price drops. And Walmart has also stepped up with their app offering, bringing AI into the store with in-aisle deal alerts and curated party lists. These features solve real friction points in holiday shopping, like tracking deals across retailers, confirming inventory before driving to a store, and consolidating research. That's why Salesforce is seeing early adoption translate. Now, my big question is, are consumers using retailer chatbots, or are they preferring to BYO LLM? And this is a big question that I had for Kayla, because I've argued before that shoppers are going to prefer to use their own personal AI sidekick, their ChatGPT, their Perplexity, rather than going and learning a different retailer-specific chatbot, which may not have all the context that your personal shopping assistant has about you. Why would I talk to Macy's bot when ChatGPT already knows my sizes, my colors I prefer, styles I prefer, my budget, my shopping history? So that is sort of, to me, a hunch, really. And I was glad to talk with Kayla and have her challenge me on this, and it is a really good argument. She says even if consumers are starting their journey in ChatGPT or Perplexity, they eventually end up at the brand-owned property or the retailer.com. And once they get there, that experience has to feel consistent. When we think about the modern e-commerce experience evolving into more of a conversational format, it feels natural, like a logical progression. And the example that she shared with me was, when Google came out with the search bar, we didn't just say, oh, just because Google has a search bar, we're not going to have one because their search bar is like better and richer with results than ours could be. No, every website basically added a search bar that replicated that experience that people became used to. So this is kind of like the chat bot is the new form factor of commerce. Did you know that leading retail media networks drive 85% of their ads through mid and long tail advertisers? Miracle Ads provides full funnel ad formats tailored to both 1P and 3P advertisers, leveraging unique AI capabilities that provide unprecedented levels of relevance and engagement. Retailers who want to capture ad spend from the long tail of 3P marketplace sellers use Miracle Ads in their tech stack. Learn more at miracle.com. That's MIRAKL.com. Another interesting thing that she pointed out is that 80% of e-commerce traffic comes from mobile, according to Salesforce data. Scrolling, typing, conversational interfaces, this is how people interact with their devices now. So if that is the expected interface, retailers need to deliver it or risk feeling dated. The data backs this up. Retailers with AI chatbots saw 13% US sales growth this fall compared to 2% growth for retailers without them. That's 7 times higher growth. Now for me, it makes sense logically. The numbers are there. In my personal experience as a shopper, I remain a little skeptical, at least with the current state of on-site chatbots. I just find they deliver vastly inferior results. I tried out the Williams Sonoma chatbot to ask for gift recommendations for my mother-in-law, and I said, she loves to cook, she has a Thermomix, an air fryer, and she likes to grill. And the Williams Sonoma chatbot gave me recommendations for an air fryer, which she already has. And I told the chatbot she already has that. So that was very underwhelming. When I put the same request into ChatGPT, I got what I was looking for. I got suggestions for complementary accessories. So I think, the takeaway here is if retailers do invest in their own on-site chat experiences, they need to build experience that actually know their customers and deliver genuinely helpful recommendations. And most retailers, at least that I've seen, aren't quite there yet. And the final trend to watch, which is super interesting, is that Gen Z is shopping in stores, but with a twist. So once again, physical stores are the number one preferred channel for holiday shopping. But what's interesting is that Gen Z is leading the charge. 3 in 4 Gen Z shoppers plan to shop in-store this holiday. They are the number one generation for Black Friday in-store shopping. Isn't that fascinating? There is this nostalgia for something that this generation has never had, and a craving for immediate gratification, the ability to touch and feel merchandise, and the social experience of being in store. But this isn't your grandma's shopping spree. More than half of Gen Z shoppers using AI say that they use it while in the store. They're taking pictures of product shelves, they're asking follow-up questions, they're getting recommendations from AI assistants as they browse physical aisles. Caleb brought up a great example when I spoke with her. She said that Target is giving the first 100 customers at each store on Black Friday a gift bag worth at least $100, bringing this nostalgic doorbuster treasure hunt experience back to Gen Z. And apparently there's a huge TikTok phenomenon around Black Friday doorbuster chaos, and this generation really wants to have that experience this year. This is where optimizing for AI agents and assistants goes far beyond just like doing SEO for LLMs. This research phase is not just happening before customers go to the store, it's happening while they're in the store doing product comparisons. And this reinforces a point I've made before, which is that physical retail media in store might be the most AI-proof part of the retail media landscape. So wrapping up here, here's what I'm watching over the next week. How much of that $73 billion in AI-influenced sales translates to actual behavior changes versus correlation? Are people genuinely shopping differently, or are we just measuring existing shoppers who happen to use AI now? Either way, this is AI's first commercial stress test. By December, we'll know whether this is another mobile wallet moment where the behavior clicked and became ubiquitous, or whether we're still waiting for the supply and demand to fully align.